Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing 12 books that are on my reading list for 2025. These aren't necessarily must-reads, just a mix of titles that I'm curious about. I haven't read all of them yet, but I wanted to share the recommendations in case they spark some interest in you too. Alright, let's jump in. So you want to be proud. And if you're looking for more books to add to your list, I've created a full list of books on my website, so be sure to check that out in the link down below. First up, we've got Becoming by Michelle Obama. As a new mom, I'm really interested on how she balanced family life with everything else that's going on in her life. From her early years to becoming the first lady is full of lessons of identity, resilience, and personal growth. As I enter this new chapter, I'm hoping to gain some wisdom on maintaining my sense of self while juggling the changes and responsibilities of motherhood. Next, we have Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. She's known for her works on vulnerability, leadership, and this book is a deep dive on what it really means to be a courageous leader. It talks about creating a culture of trust and connection. It's not just about being in charge, it's about leading with empathy and vulnerability, which are two things that I try to champion at work and cultivate within my production team. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an insightful read. Man's Search for Meaning is one of the books that I've been meaning to read for a while. It talks about finding meaning in difficult circumstances. I did start reading it last year, but it got pretty heavy to read given the world's current events, so I had to take a pause. I've been thinking a lot about purpose, so I'm looking forward to finishing it and gaining some perspective on what really matters. Level Up by Rob Dial is all about taking control of your own future. My husband and I are huge fans of Rob Dial's podcast, so I'm sure I'm going to be reading this in his voice, probably him yelling at me. As I move from career-focused routine to a more family-focused lifestyle, I'm curious to see how I can achieve my own career growth, even as my priorities have shifted. Next is Feel Good Productivity by Abdaal. I actually found out about this book during our honeymoon. We had some couples journaling during that time. Really highly recommended. It sounds like it's a perfect book for anyone who's looking to improve their productivity without burning out. A classic. It's How to Win Friends and Influence Them by Dale Carnegie. It's a book I'm revisiting. I think it'll help with my communication skills, which always needs work, especially when I re-enter my professional life coming off of mat leave later in the year. So I'm probably going to be penciling in that one much later in 2025. How to Hug a Porcupine. This one caught my attention because it's so cute. I mean, look at the title, look at the itty bitty bug, look at that little porcupine. Yes, I did judge this book by its cover. So it's a playful metaphor on managing difficult personalities. I'm sure we've met someone's probably coming to mind now as I mentioned it. It's a very quick read on how to approach challenging situations with patience, empathy. It's a lighthearted, practical guide. Next is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. This was actually a gift from a dear friend. I think the note is still here a little bit. It was on my list at the beginning of the year, but with the craziness, I didn't get to it. I'm particularly curious how I could improve and strengthen my communication with my husband, actually, as we navigate being new parents. And I'm sure things that we learn from this book is still transferable from home to work. How to Be a Boss. Is it Bawse? By Lilly Singh. I know of Lilly Singh from her YouTube days. She's really, really funny, and I remember enjoying her videos from back then, so I was really excited to find out that she actually had a book. This was also on my list last year, but again, I didn't get to it, so I'm hoping to get to it this year. So this book is an empowering guide on how to live life through authenticity, boldness, purpose, and as always, with a sense of humor. We Were Dreamers by Simu is a memoir that my husband couldn't stop talking about. So I've added it to my list for next year. Simu shares his journey in childhood while in Canada to becoming an actor in Hollywood. He opens up about his experiences as, well, you can see it right here, an immigrant superhero, his experiences with racism, pursuing his dreams, and finally making it in the industry. So I'm pretty sure I can relate to this. So I'm really excited to read it. Up next is The Conscious Parent. I don't have this book yet, maybe a Christmas gift. I'm looking forward to reading it because of its approach to parenting, which is through mindfulness and self-awareness. And let's face it, production can sometimes feel like parenting, no? Changed my mind. Finally, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is a very pretty cover. It's a collection of personal reflections on life, leadership, and virtue. It's a guide on stoicism, teaching how to live life with integrity, accepting the things that you cannot change, and instead focus on what is in your control, which I think is a must-have skill in production. So there you have it. Those are my 12 books for next year as I enter this new chapter in my life. If you're curious about other books, I've put together a full list on my website. The link is in the description. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books or if you're planning on reading something else this year. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye! It's about Today, I'm going to share I'm particularly curious. Why can't I say this word? What the I'm particularly okay. I'm curious.